Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Just thought I'd return to you for a quick movie review for the movie Drop, the 2025 film I got a chance to check out for myself, see what I was going to think of this movie overall. So I'm going to discuss what I watched from this 95-minute film and let you know my thoughts on Drop overall. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, basically, the premise of the story is she goes on a blind date, this Violet girl, and apparently there's things that happen on this date where she gets a text message from this person saying to kill your date and yada yada yada. Like, basically, it turns into a date where she gets blown up with text messages saying, if you don't do this, I'll kill your son, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of intense moments with this film. And from what I've seen with the film, it's actually a pretty good film. Would I say it's movie of the year? Not really, but it's a pretty good movie for how I've seen overall. So I think this film had some pretty interesting moments where you're kind of wondering when she's going to get back at the bad guys and all that. So the people that are trying to basically just do something horrific and kind of traumatize her in a way. So, other than that, I think this movie Drop was a pretty good film. Um, and basically, she's just getting asked to do this stuff, and if she doesn't comply, then her son dies, kind of shit. So it's pretty horrific stuff. But yeah, it's one of those movies you gotta at least praise because of the whole performances. The performances were pretty strong in this film, but it was a pretty short film, so it's not a very long film, but it's a pretty effective film and pretty good for how it turned out. So if I were to give Drop its deserved score, I think the performances were strong. The overall premise of the story was interesting. Granted, I had a few critiques with this film, but not to the extent where I hated it. So if I were to give Drop a score, it's going to get an 8.5 out of 10. Pretty good film. Will be on my best movies of 2025 for sure. Didn't really have a lot to say about this movie, other than the fact that it was pretty short and simple. It basically tells you what you want to see in the film. And give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Hey guys, I'm so sorry about that. I got interrupted by my mom getting me or whatever. So, and then my dog was doing some weird stuff recently, just running around too fast. So to get back on track, yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for Drop. It's a pretty good film. Um, Granted, would I say it's movie of the year? Not necessarily, but it is a strong film from what I've seen, and it does have an interesting story behind it about how she was involved in this kind of thing before. But this is like a hostage situation kind of thing where her sister and her own son are getting like tormented by these people, and she's having to see that stuff. So basically, yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for Drop. It's an interesting film. It's very intense too, so I'd recommend you guys check it out, see what you think of it for yourself, and give your own opinion on it. And with that being said, I will return to you for the throwback movie review as soon as I can. But until then, you guys have a good night, and thanks for watching.